Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to talk about what kind of skills are important for study abroad. My name is Ayako. I became interested in this topic the summer of my second year of my university because that year I planned to go to Canada to study for 1 month during the summer vacation. That was my first time to study abroad and I was really afraid to live in an English country because I think the language skills is the most important skill to study abroad and my English is not good enough, so I was really scared at that time. However, after my study abroad life, I think language skill is not the most important skill. I will separate my speech into 3 parts to talk about 3 skills that I think is more important than the language skill. The 3 parts are what it is, why it's important, and my experience. The first one is cross-culture understanding skill. Cross-culture understanding simply refers to the basic ability of people to recognize, interpret, and correctly react to people. Incidences or situations that are open to misunderstanding due to cultural differences. And why it's important is culture and language are inseparable. When you study abroad, I think everyone knows that you need to learn the culture of the country you go. But from my experience, it's not enough. Because the person you're going to talk with may not be the country you go to. Don't think that why they don't learn your culture. From my experiences, when I talk with my friend who is from Malaysia, I talk in Japanese culture and she talk in Malaysian culture in English about Taiwanese table manner. And the situation is really complicated, and at the end, we just don't know what we are talking about. The problem is we both don't know each culture and Taiwanese culture. That's why I think this skill is really important. And I also think before you want others to understand your culture, you need to study more culture. The second skill is reduce stress skill. Stress is your body's way of responding to any kind of demand or threat. When you feel threatened, your nervous system responds by releasing a flood of stress hormones, and including adrenaline and cortisol, which drives the body for emergency action. Your heart pounds faster, muscles tighten, blood pressure rises, breath quickness, and your senses become sharper. These physical changes increase your strength and stamina, speed your reaction time, and enhance your focus. And why it's important is stress is really hard for yourself, so you really need to know how to reduce it. If you have too much stress, you will become even don't want to go out and talk with people. The way of reducing stress depends on the person. For example, go shopping, watch movie, eating, singing, and so on. But you really need to know the way you can reduce the stress before study abroad. From my experience, one of my friends that I met in study abroad to Canada during 1 month, she don't really know how to reduce her stress, and at the end, she could not come to school and keep on staying in her room. We really wanted to help her to reduce stress, but whenever we asked her something, she was always smiling and say she was fine. From this experience, I became afraid of being stressful. But when you live in different countries and need to use different language and need to make new friends and so on, every day is stressful. For me to reduce stress is listening to music as loud as I can. The last is challenge skill. Challenge is something that needs a lot of skill, energy, and determination to deal with or achieve, especially something you have never done before and will enjoy doing. Why it is? Challenge is do the things you haven't done before. If study abroad, it means that you need to challenge new things. If you don't challenge, I think it's better to stay in own country because study abroad costs a lot of money, and if you don't learn new things, I think it's just wasting time and money. From my experience is, I'm not good at trying new things because I'm afraid of making mistakes. But talking with classmates is also a challenge for me. I think I'm a timid person because I don't really know what I can talk with the friends I'm not really close. I can talk with the friends but when I start to study abroad to know new friends and to talk with different people, made me feel more confident and made me know that language skill is not that important. Even you can't speak the language fluently, but at least you challenge yourselves to communicate, and also the other challenge to understand you. To end my speech, I want to say preparing to study abroad. You need to have many skills, not only study English or other language, and you will succeed at studying abroad. At the beginning, I also think that no other skill will be more important than the language skill. But if you can't understand different culture, you can't live in that country. And also same for reducing stressful. If you are too stressful, you even can't go to school or have fun in study abroad life. And if you don't have challenge mental, you can't learn new things or see the new world. You don't challenge and you don't need the language skill. And I think language you can improve in your own country. But the other skill I talk about is you need to focus and can improve more in foreign country, especially without your family, teachers, and friends. But one thing I want everyone to know is the language skill is also important to study abroad. But I want everyone to study abroad or travel to foreign countries. Don't just think about the language. You also need many other skills. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.